Well, hey, y'all. Welcome back to the quest.
Welcome back to Backcountry Couples.
Yes.
And Happy New Year.
Yes.
This is our first Backcountry Couples
of the new year.
Of 2022.
Right.
And guess what?
What?
It's episode 22. Right? Is there a little bit of luck maybe in that? I don't know, but I like that. I was writing my little show notes. I was like, ooh,
I got nothing
2022. And here we go, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome to the first live of the year. That's pretty awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
I know.
Halfway to 44.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's a lot. I feel like 22, we had a bit of a hiatus for a while, but I feel like 22 is ambitious.
The year or the number of the
episode?
Us.
No, our episodes. I think they're pretty decent for sure.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So we obviously welcome. I'm Colleen.
I'm Johnny.
Yeah, and we're the Keel Quest.
We're the cool kids.
Yeah, we are. Sometimes we are.
What are you talking about?
All the time we are. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a couple things. So one is last year. That sounds so funny. Last year.
Just last week.
That's right. Catch the Rewind. So we had on Chica and Sunsets.
Mm-hmm.
And they were super fun to chat with.
Awesome couple.
And we ended up getting a couple things we want to show you. So guess what? Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
So walking the Camino de Santiago, right?
The AKA charcuterie.
The charcuterie trail.
Charcuterie and wine trail.
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list.
I know.
Actually, no, that's not on my. That's on my list.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
I think 2023 that we got. It's kind of like the
we
fancy
will
pants
be
trail.
Planning that.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, 2023, maybe 2024.
That's true. I guess we'll have to. We got lots on the go, which is kind of wild. But
right.
Yeah. So that was really cool. So we got that, and then I'll pull the back of this up on your so I can see. Check this out. So Chica makes some really cool jewelry, and she sent it's a penny, and it has Keel Quest stamped into it. Look how cool that is.
It's kind of
cool.
So it's really kind of hard to see, but it's
it's so cute.
It's got bluish and what's the iridescent?
Yeah, like an iridescent.
Yeah,
kind of like
iridescent
color
and some
stuff
black.
Like
very, very cool.
That's
why I got to hold that up.
I know. That was so cool. And we just want to say,
put it on.
I have to put it on. That's true. Thank you. Jewels. So we have to say thanks so much. First of all, we have lots of new friends. Oh my gosh. Tons of new people that
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
We from meeting everybody through the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. That was like super amazing. Thanks to everybody who joined our live stream. We had 99 people in the house. That was
99
crazy.
People.
99 bottles of beer in the wall. Is that what you were gonna say?
I was trying to associate some 99,
you know
99 friends.
That'll be like stuck in everybody's head now when you say that. 99 bottles of beer in the wall. Oh my God, that's terrible. Anyway, so we just wanted to say thank you for that. And we do this every week.
Every Thursday at
couples.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So, and we like to showcase couples, obviously, who love to get out there and adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just adventuring together. It's how they impact each other, the benefits of being a couple outdoors, and just being together. And I think that's absolutely awesome.
Totally.
Yeah. And wait, let's just see who's in the house first, and then we have a couple more things to chat about.
So we have Kathy Outdoors
We're
Adventures.
at the very beginning, honey. Don't want to miss anybody up there.
We got husband and wife outdoor life, outdoor outside comfort zone.
Hey. Oh, happy 22.
Oh, girl plus a dog.
It is girl plus dog adventure. Yeah. All terrain, coffee and camping.
And our backcountry. Not backcountry, our 12
John Kurtz, hello.
Our 12 Days of Christmas winner, Doc Watson.
Everybody say whoop, whoop, whoop to Doc.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, Mom's in the house.
John's
mom. Say hi to John's mom. That's Cat Tass in there.
Oh, and Salmon.
And Salmon Outdoors. 4 minutes late.
4 minutes late.
Devin, come on, man.
Man. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for coming. Thank y'all for joining in.
Oh, All Terrain Kevin. This is Fomat. Oh, you've rebranded your channel. Okay. Well, do we have to go and follow that, or does it change over, or do I just know that now? Okay, so as long as we're not all blah when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's really
Right.
cool.
So we also always would like to thank our sponsor of the show.
Yeah. We're really lucky to work with Mick Fire Starters.
Yep.
There.
Right
I
here.
got my little cap on today too. It's right here day. It's all good. Anyways,
all natural product.
All natural, made in the USA. Has a 20-minute burn. It's in this kind of weather. You want one of these?
Yeah. So we'll give you a quick little spiel.
Definitely.
One of our backcountry couples that we had on, great.
Great Outdoors.
Great Outdoors. Yeah. They were out with their pup, Rook.
Yeah.
And they were in some snow, and they had some wood. They threw one of the Mickwicks that we gave them, which all of our guests get one of these little prize packages. So
our guests
and he said it worked amazing. It's like, no kidding.
Yep, I know.
So anyways, these Mickwicks are custom made for us for the show. One's red, white, and blue, USA, of course, and the other one's red, white, red.
Why can't we say wed, white, wed every
wed,
time?
White, wed.
Which actually, I'm just going to tell you right now, this combination of the Mickwicks and the Canada and US is very fitting for our guest tonight. A little Canada and USA connection. I like that.
Wow.
That's right. And they're going to get a sticker, of course, too. Oh, with the disappearing tree because of the green screen. That always makes me laugh. Oh, my God. Anyway. And so we are on... Yes.
Anyways, to finish what I was saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So being part of Micwick, if you would like to get some of these awesome products of these fire starters, head over to micwick.com.
Yep.
Use the code KeelQuest. But when you are using our code to get 15% off, make sure you put a space between the word Keel and Quest.
Right.
Otherwise, no worky. Okay? And if you have a problem, don't hesitate to message us. We'll help you.
Oh, yeah, please. Absolutely. And then messaging us, we're obviously on Instagram.
And YouTube. No.
We are. I know. And so if you like what you see, check us out. Subscribe.
That subscribe button.
All that kind of fun stuff or whatever. We got lots of fun things coming on. We were just chatting, backstage, and just mentioned that we're actually have a planned winter camping trip next weekend. So, and we don't hot tent. We cold camp.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, of course it's going to be fun.
Right?
It's like you act like you've never done it before.
I know. So the other thing that I wanted to mention, just kind of while everyone's in the house, obviously, is that if you follow us on Instagram, you'll know that we have a new venture started, and it's called Camp Keel. So it's KAMP and then KUEHL.
Mm-hmm.
So
using this logo right here.
That's right. So we're using our existing KK logo. We just started an Instagram account. We just started a YouTube channel, which the link only works when you go to Instagram right now, because I guess it's there's no content.
No content.
So in 2 weeks, we'll throw up our first video. Basically, we are making a move up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We're in the process of finding some property, right? Process, right? Finding some property. We can do it all night long. Wait till I tell these two about what we always say. Anyways, so we need to follow on our journey. We are looking at going off grid.
But that's all we're going to say.
And that's all we're going to say. Basically, what we want to do.
Follow along and you will see the details.
Right. And then we are wanting to create a little bit of outdoor hospitality. So kind of fill in the blanks a little bit, but kind of keep following along because there's lots of things going on. So,
without further ado.
Oh my gosh, there's lots of comments flying around here. That's fun.
Yeah.
I love it. So, super excited with our couple tonight. They're all awesome though, of course. These two we tried to connect with, I don't even know, a few times, and we just could not we just couldn't do it. Either we were busy, they were busy, or there just was no connection, or whatever. So we just could not get it together. Anyway, oh, wait a minute. I just got to stop what I'm saying here.
No, you don't.
Salmon Outdoors just said process. That's right. Go Canada. Anyways. Here we go.
You're killing me,
Smalls. I can't. When would I not? Right? Okay. So tonight we have a U.S. Canadian adventure couple that one hails from South Carolina, the other from British Columbia. They just completed the 4,800-mile North Country Trail. They created a hiking apparel company to make me laugh. And they have the right attitude and outlook that every backcountry couple needs. They're writers, athletes, and thru hikers. Welcome from Hiking America, 11 Skies, Constantine and Magpie, Ryan and Dana.
Hello.
Woo, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
What an intro. Thanks for that intro. That was a lot. Hope you can live up to it.
I'm really glad that we were able to connect finally.
Yeah.
I feel like we were kind of, chasing each other, and then
Well, thank you all for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah. So we always like to talk about how we, kind of came across you. And one, obviously, we follow the North Country Trail and we chip away at it, a few miles ourselves here and there. Oh, and there's a little patch.
Yep.
And
of course, having the office just down the road.
Yeah, like super close to us for sure. So then we were, we tried to meet up and that didn't work out. We actually left you a little note in one of the trail books.
I saw that one.
We remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was on Fife Lake, the Fife Lake Loop or whatever for us. So, and you guys took a picture and I was like, yay, they got it. But like we said, timing got in the way, but boom, here we are. Right. So awesome.
Is it? I think it is. Thank you. I think it is process, right? It's definitely process.
So in my idiolect,
it's process.
Process and process mean slightly different things. It depends on what part of speech it is.
Huh.
Because if you're processing a video, but you're processing your feelings.
Yeah.
Go, Dave. Mm-hmm.
I still say processing.
No, I'll go with my Canadian girl right here. This is it.
I mean, I could go.
And she's a bit of a wordsmith, so I feel like it's true.
I'm a little bit of a grammar geek for sure.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it.
I could put some deep Southern drawl on the process.
Process.
Oh,
you can say both sides. There we go. Split the difference.
Put an A, put a U in there, put an O in there.
Just throw in an I for
just
good
keep
measure.
throwing in vowels.
That's right. Exactly.
Oh boy. So all right. So how'd you all get together?
Oh, you want to start?
Well, we actually met on the Pacific Northwest Trail 2 years ago.
Okay.
And we were both hiking it solo, or we had both started
I had
solo.
met Sai at that point.
You met Sai on the very first day. And anyway, so I'm in my tent. It's freezing cold. And so I decided I meant to get out of bed earlier, but I just was not having it. So I'm still in bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really hope nobody sees me here sleeping in so late. And he walks past my tent. He goes, "Oh, you look warm."
I was so cold. It was freezing. She was sleeping with the fly off, I think.
No, I had the fly on.
Oh, you could hear the rustling. I forget how I saw, but I'm like, you look so warm. I had my balaclava on. The only thing was showing was my eyes.
Right.
I was so cold. I'm freezing now.
So for 2 more days, I'm like, that jerk. How dare he judge me? It was cold. Until we eventually met up again in Yak, and he was like, I was so jealous.
So our initial meeting, she thought I was a jerk, and then I guess we bounced around each other for another
a couple of days,
100, 200 miles, and then our hiking styles started linking up, and then we just really enjoyed each other's company and enjoyed hiking together.
That's
very cool.
Awesome. Were you guys both outdoorsy growing up?
You want me to start?
Yeah, you go for it.
I was more into sports, so I was big into hockey when I was growing up. So outdoorsy, I mean, I spent most of my time training for hockey or at the rink, so not necessarily woods outdoorsy, but I was very active. I was always very active growing up. And then I had an injury in high school at 17 or 18 that took me off the ice pretty much completely. It hit me at the point when most people are starting to transition to juniors and to kind of college level.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to get back on the ice after 8 months after being in a straight cast. And I had missed that integral time when people start to channel their energy into the pro level. So at that point, I had lost a big part of myself. And then I started drifting into the hiking part.
Okay.
And then Dana, you, so you're originally from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But are you from Montreal though? Were you?
I've lived in many, many places across Canada.
Okay.
So yes, I was born and raised in Winnipeg, and then moved to Montreal when I was 19.
Got you.
And lived there for a long time.
Got you.
And then I came here.
Okay, very good. Because you did a crazy bike trip from Montreal to Vancouver Island, I think, right?
Yep.
Nice.
And then I went back.
And then you went back. You're just like, well, that was fun. Who says that?
Like, I've got $800. I've got 2 months left of summer.
Yeah.
I know I can do this, so I guess I'll just ride home. It's more fun than buying a plane ticket.
What way was easier, going or going home?
It's tough to say. I lightened up my load a lot over the ride. I think probably by the time I hit Saskatchewan, which is in the middle for you Americans. Once I hit sort of the midpoint of the journey there, I had pretty much landed at what I pared it down to, the essentials. So yeah, just purely because of the wind direction, going back was a little bit physically easier, but it was colder.
Right. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
She also found the city that she loves out of all the cities in Canada. Calgary is like,
don't make me talk. No.
Oh, you hate Calgary. I've never been to Calgary.
I mean, I'm sure there are some nice people there.
Okay. It's just not your favorite.
It sucks to ride through on a bike.
There you go.
They call the highways trails.
Yeah, that's misleading.
And it misled me badly. Because I got there, I'm like, oh, good, Caribou Trail. I'm going to be off the highway. And I get there and it's 6 lanes of traffic. I'm like,
my God.
I've miscalculated. And I was there during the Calgary Stampede, which is their like biggest.
Oh, that's like chaos.
Biggest festival. It's just a whole bunch of like rude men in trucks.
Yeah.
They really don't want to see you on your bike. Just
no, they don't. They don't.
So
that is craziness. But you said something from your from that little journey. You said doing that little trip, you found your love of a human powered adventure. And I was like, that totally makes sense. Anybody who's a hiker, that's like your own, that should be like everyone's like kind of mantra kind of thing, like going into it. I love that. It is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're your own engine for that.
But we need to back up.
What happened?
We never let her talk if she had any outdoors past growing up.
Oh, yeah.
I went right to the bike thing.
You jumped in. You're from Winnipeg.
No.
Come on now.
Just besides freezing in the snow.
I mean, it's pretty cold, but you know, there's no such thing as bad weather. There's only bad clothing.
That's not true. I don't believe that in the slightest. There's bad weather.
I'll teeter-totter on that one.
No.
Yes and no.
No, Ryan, go get a sweater on and put your slippers on. You'll be fine.
I'm actually shivering in the house right now.
It's cold right now.
It is cold right now. Yeah.
We have wood stove heat and it just went out. So
oh my God, well go stoke it up.
It's fine. The upstairs tenants will get cold in a second. They'll fight it out.
All right, but knocking.
So I didn't grow up like remarkably outdoorsy or anything, but my parents grew up on farms and like place a high value on being like self-sufficient and like resourceful. So I grew up like working in the garden, learning how to fix the cars with my dad. I like was in Girl Guides, which is like Canadian Girl Scouts, until I was like 15. So I had a lot of fundamental skills already by the time that I decided that I was interested in outdoor adventure. And I already had the like mindset, which I think is the most important part of like the resourcefulness.
Agreed.
No.
That's awesome.
No, that is so true for sure.
Definitely be resourcefulness and be able to do everything, on your own and learning that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, I think that's really cool. And then so you're knocking off trails, you're all this kind of fun stuff. Did you guys ever pink blaze? You ever heard of that term?
I have heard of this term.
I've heard of this term too.
I have certainly been pink blaze.
Okay.
I have never pursued it myself.
All right. Tell everybody what a pink blaze is. What pink blazing is.
We need to know what that is.
So pink blazing is when you alter your pace in order to keep up with or slow down for a crush.
Right.
Yeah.
And depending sometimes people use it as like flirting and harmless, and sometimes it's more on the creepy side of things.
Yeah.
I definitely experienced a little bit more of the creepy part on the PCT, but fortunately I'm way faster than this dude, so he just like by the second time he like hitched forward to get me, I was like, dude, no.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing for you. Please leave me alone.
Fair enough. Oh gosh.
And then I guess to answer the question on my end too, no, the pink blaze is like, I think it's very set in like 2 trails, like the AT and PCT.
Okay.
There's also just so many people out there that you just get a good trail family, and if people intermingle within the trail family,
Right.
it just happens. I think changing your pace, it could go down into a deep tangent. There's like, I think changing your pace to meet up with somebody at a certain point, if you don't have that relationship already, can be a little funky on trail.
I agree.
And there's also, have you guys heard the flip side of that term?
No.
Mm-mm.
Banana blazing. I've been banana blazed before.
Wait a minute. I got to write that down. Come on. I have not.
I'm afraid
but
to ask.
I think okay. Okay.
It's the equivalent of pink blazing, but usually for the female side to slow down her pace or pick up her pace to hike with her crush. So It's the flip side of that coin. And I've been banana blazed, and yeah, it's a weird sensation. It's definitely a weird sensation when you're on trail.
I bet. Like, I'd never heard that. I know that people do that, but I'd never heard that term before. And I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
So before we get into the NCT, which I know that's kind of what a lot of people want to like hear about, stuff like that, you guys have tackled some pretty amazing trails.
Oh yeah.
So a couple of them were
want to go east to west?
No, a couple of them I just want to, like the Pacific Northwest Trail.
Oh yes.
Right. So that one takes you guys into Glacier. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it starts in Montana in Glacier, and it goes out to the westernmost point in the continental U.S. So Cape of Lava
in Washington.
State.
In Washington State, right?
Most people go.
We were in Cape Flattery.
Oh, we were in Cape Flattery in Washington State. Okay, that was the other part.
Cape Flattery is close by.
It's nearby.
Yeah, I think it's close by. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds familiar
Cape
when
Flattery
you said that.
is the actual northwesternest point of the continental U.S.
Right.
Yes, that's what it was. We were so upset. Well, I was upset when we got to Cape of Lava.
Yeah.
Because
it could have just kept going up, but the trail just ends there.
So if we would have walked,
there's not even a sign or anything. They're just
it's only like a mile or something.
It's like a short
and you're actually walking through a rainforest to get to it.
Yeah,
it was super cool.
Everything's. I mean, just not to interrupt your explanation, but walking through that to get to Cape Flattery, everything is in moss covered, and the sound pitch of your voice and you're talking to someone.
Oh, it was like a library. It was weird.
It's like you're in a sound room.
Yeah,
everything changes.
Yeah.
Like, you could like drop a boulder and no one would hear it. It's just everything of sound is absorbed. But it's super cool. Anyways,
it was pretty amazing.
Continue.
So because we're going to Glacier in September.
Ooh.
So I know, so I know some of the trails that you guys did, or part of that trail is kind of within the park to kind of do. Do you have any suggestions for us, like what to kind of pick up on when we get there?
I would say just make sure you're carrying bear spray. I don't think you're gonna run into any instances out there, but just in case,
they've got a lot of grizzlies.
Oh yeah, maybe you can also just go to the ranger station, and instead of buying it, you can just ask the ranger if anybody donated it into the ranger station. And they just usually have a bin. Honestly, for going to Glacier, there's so many trails through there.
It's all good. I mean, the CDT goes through there too, and there's like nowhere in Glacier National Park is bad.
You're not gonna have a bad time in Glacier. Yeah. So the suggestion
Everybody
is
says
have
that.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Anywhere you go,
reassuring.
Yeah. Anywhere you go, you're gonna have fun. You got awesome lakes, awesome mountains, awesome
I also
valleys.
can't remember the name of any of the passes now.
Okay.
Triple Divide Pass was
We'll have to go back and look at maybe some of the videos and stuff like that too, and kind of see. Yeah.
And then Pass is really cool.
Triple Divide Pass.
Okay.
Which one?
Triple Divide.
Triple Divide.
So that one is on the Continental Divide Trail. It's actually pretty far from anything, but and that one actually it's the east, west, and northern divide. Yeah. So one of them is the basin for the Arctic Ocean.
So everything that's going off of the mountain to the west is going towards the Pacific. Everything going off the mountain to the east is going to the Atlantic.
And then everything coming off north is going to the Arctic.
I'm not a geologist, but at least that's what I heard when I hiked that mountain. So I think that's accurate. Maybe it might not be, but
that's pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah. That is pretty amazing. And you guys did the Great Divide Trail in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a monster.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So a guy that we know, Jesse from Backcountry Forward, he just did it this summer. He was part of the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway that we were involved with the hiking community. And it was nuts. It's like avalanche country. It's like grizzly bear. It's wild.
Yeah, you don't do that for your first hike, I think.
No, well, you could.
No, you would probably die actually
Yeah.
though, because it's very rugged. I mean, the year that we did it, we just got wildly unlucky with the weather.
And we started too early.
We started a bit too early, but out of how many days was it? 39 days?
We did it in 37.
Out of 37 days, it rained 36 days.
Oh my god.
One day it didn't rain, it was snow.
Yeah. This
was in July.
So when you say
Holy
you
moly.
started too early, what do you mean by that?
So
we started June 9th.
Yeah.
And the snow hadn't melted out of all the passes yet, or it was in the middle of the melt.
Oh, so the opposite.
Okay.
And so the creeks were super swollen just from meltwater to begin with, and then because it was raining nonstop in an unseasonable weather pattern, every water crossing was life-threatening. The last water crossing that we did to get back to the car, which technically wasn't even on the trail, I actually almost died.
Yeah, I had to run into this river and like ride the
flow
rapids.
that I could stand up. I was getting caught by a strainer, and the water pressure was so intense on my chest and neck that I could not breathe.
Yeah, it was nuts.
And I couldn't stand up without getting swept away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That
is super intense.
And the rivers were flooded because of the snow melt and also just the weather system. So like that pocket of rain had just followed us the entire way north. So like there was a guy that we knew about 2 weeks behind us.
And he had sunny skies the whole time.
We were seeing pictures of what he was doing, and like he was having sunny skies. But like literally we just got super unlucky just following this pocket of rain.
This rainstorm was just moving north at 3 miles per hour.
In a regular year, it's physically difficult. If you get unlucky with weather, it's like it starts bordering on the dangerous that you should probably reevaluate your plans.
We should have quit.
Yeah, at a certain point. It was gnarly.
Well, that's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
What's your favorite trail you've done so far?
GDT.
No.
You're lying.
It's hard to pick a favorite.
I know.
PNT is up there. And not just because I met this guy on it. It is actually a really excellent trail.
Okay.
And then the Arizona Trail is also really good. Completely different experience, but excellent.
Yeah. Favorite is hard. I'll give you the top three. Yeah. PNT, AZT, Arizona Trail, and the Continental Divide Trail, CDT.
Okay. Nice. Big one.
And then from there, they kind of all... It's hard to make a list. I've tried to do it before, and I can't. My brain won't let me slot stuff higher than other trails because it's so personal.
You can't compare apples to apples, right? Because they're so different. That's the whole thing with them. But I'm going to tell you right now. So when we did our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway, one of the things we asked was, what's your next, hike that you guys are going to go on?
Right.
And Arizona Trail is kind of getting a little bit of popularity. Like that kind of came up in the answers quite a little bit too. So I was like, and the Florida Trail too.
A lot on the Florida Trail.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No alligators.
I'm not into that.
No.
You should go check it out. It's fun.
I know you just dropped the video. No.
Maybe if I need some new boots.
Maybe you need new boots. Alligator. Oh God. That's terrible.
I think the Arizona and Florida Trail, one, I think hiking is just getting more popular, but then two, I think people are starting to realize they don't have to wait until spring or summer. Like there's other stuff that you can
that makes sense.
Go and slot in. So like if somebody's a seasonal worker for the summertime, now they know that they can do winter hikes or winter-ish hikes and not suffer in cold.
Right. No,
I mean, the other thing that's nice about the Arizona Trail is it's like not super short, but it's not 3 months of your life.
Yeah.
You can do it in 6 weeks.
I feel like that's what people are doing. I feel like people want to get into through hiking, but what does that through hike look like to people, right? I can't commit to 6 months or, maybe a week is a through hike for some people, and it is, right? That's how you start. Absolutely. So this is all backcountry couples. This is about, us and you guys getting out, hanging out, right? What makes you guys a good partner for each other?
Good question.
That is a good question. Oh no, I have answers, but I want to see her answer first.
Come on!
I can build my answer off of that.
You dirty dog.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what springs to mind immediately, what makes us good partners is actually that we're very opposite in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In like very complementary ways, I think that I don't even know how to characterize it. It just seems that we reinforce one another's good habits and like compensate for each other's deficiencies.
Right. I think both of us, how we live life is like when one person's type A in a scenario, the other person's usually type B. And then when one person's type B in a scenario, the other one's type A. So like with hiking, Magpie's more type A, like let's go. I'm more type
We're
B.
on a schedule. We have to get to the post office. Like,
yeah,
hurry up and finish your lunch. The sun's going down in 6 hours.
And then I'm more type B. And I'm like, this is my time to like sit back into a pace, enjoy it. We're gonna get there when we get there, whatever. And then like when we're off trail, I think I'm more type A.
Definitely.
And then she's more type B. Like, no, our off trail time, we should actually go snowboarding. We should actually go.
Let's go have fun. You don't just have to sit at your computer all day.
Yeah, let's go do activities outside of work. And so, like, I think we complement each other a lot on the personalities there. And then also just our humor levels, I think, build into each other as well.
Well, someone has humor and someone is a very serious person.
I wonder who that is.
Check out the Instagram pictures. You will find out who very easily.
Yeah, I saw somebody earlier on in the comments. I was cracking up at it. Somebody said something about the weight limit joke that we had on the NCT. So whoever said that, props on you guys.
That is so true. But what I was gonna say about that is that, I mean, it's mental and physical, right? So you have, like you said, you got to push each other until you get results, really, right? But Ryan, you said something that was absolutely adorable.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
This is your definition of a good partner. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's
He's like, I don't know. No, just say it.
I'm kind of scared.
Like, what did I say? Are you ready? If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Find yourself a partner that will cram double stuffed Oreos into their mouth while laughing and talking and be caked in mud, but with the charm of the cutest puppy in the world.
Did I actually say that?
I remember.
Yes, you did.
Huh. Yeah, my mind works in mysterious ways. I could not have pulled that out of a hat. Like, wow, okay, that is a good way to define it, though.
Right.
And the photos of me like in New York, just like, oh
no,
sitting in the mud.
It's those moments that like really make you smile, though. Like, it does stick with you, like the feeling. Maybe not necessarily the same word order, but that's our feeling together. Is like just enjoying each other's company and we don't judge each other. Like, it's just we're both people, we're just both humans, and we're both living a weird life. So Let's be weird together.
Absolutely. Yes. Yep. Well, there is something to be said about being or having weirdness, I guess, right? Which is fun for sure.
Definitely.
So you have this great relationship, a great partnership.
Mm-hmm.
You nailed all these, cool hiking trails, and you said, hey, why don't we hike 4,800 miles together?
I blame him.
Yeah, let's not avoid these questions here. I thought we were gonna stay on the shallow end, but we're going deep now.
We're going deep. This is it. No. Yeah.
Well, you're sorry, what was that?
No, I was gonna say, yeah. So you said, hey, we should like hike the North Country Trail.
Well, so his goal that he found in 2019 when we first met was he wanted to hike all 11 national scenic trails, because at that point he'd done like 6 or 7.
Well, you brought me to the Ice Age Trail.
I did give you a ride to the Ice Age
So
Trail.
wait. So we just found that.
Hi, honey. Have fun.
We found that she was complicit in this, because I would have never have thought about the NCT unless I did the IAT.
Well, so this is before
it stemmed from her. It stemmed from her. It was her idea.
This is before we decided we were gonna have like an off-trail thing. We had our romance on the PNT, and I was like, well, I'm going to Maine. Does anyone need a ride east? And he was like, I do. I'm going to go to Wisconsin. And it turns out he decided to do that trail purely because it would mean that we would get to spend more time together on this road trip.
Stop it.
It was very cute.
She wanted to spend more time together, too.
I was hoping that he would be like, I'm going to Wisconsin.
Yeah. Making me sound like I'm just like, yeah, let's go.
Both answers are good. I like that.
Oh, boy.
I know, right?
So you had done all these, you decided you were doing all these national scenic trails, which meant eventually you were going to have to do the NCT. And after you were together for like a year and a half, that was the last one on your list. And I was like, well, fine.
Yeah. And
I don't have any plans next year. I guess I'll go with you.
Well, and I think it was also so long, like how we were living our life at that point is I was still living in the US. She was living in Canada. So like if we didn't spend an NCT length of time together, we wouldn't see each other for a full year. Because like I think I had the Florida Trail beforehand, and then a couple other trails this year, and then also I was working in the U.S., so like we wouldn't have seen each other for a full year. So it was like it was about spending time together and both hiking together.
Right.
I'd never even heard of it, but I was like, all right, fine. I'm like, let's see if I can do this. Like, and as soon as I started looking into it too, the challenge of hiking 4,800 miles appealed to me.
Right.
Like, there's definitely people that are more on like the social side or the adventure side of hiking, and there are people that are more interested in the athletic side and the challenge.
Right.
And I'm definitely in that second category of like, okay, well, how far can I push myself? How much can I do really? And so getting to spend time together was the main draw, but also once I started looking into it, I got excited.
And she also wanted to test a lot of engineered structures to make sure they were structurally secure.
What?
The weight limit.
The bridges.
it was a deep dive into a random joke. Yeah.
Okay. But only a handful of hikers have through hiked the entire North Country Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 13 now that we've both done it.
Oh, actually, wait a minute, Dana. When you did your bike trip though, did you do any NCT at all in Michigan?
Yeah, I did.
Because that would make sense to me if you did that.
Yeah, so I came in on my bike trip. I went in at Sault Ste. Marie and then across Upper Michigan into Wisconsin. Right. So I did use some of the NCT corridor because some of it's on bike trail through there anyway. So I ended up using some of it.
So I guess you were kind of familiar with. That's funny.
Well, when I saw the logo, I was like, oh, I've seen this somewhere before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure you must have. And you guys announced this, right? I think a month before you're going to do it and say, hey, we're going to, go for it. And you were started in May, which is amazing. I was going to say this year, but it's 2022 now, but whatever.
It does feel like it blended together.
I know. I feel like that's like it too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so May. And I was like, I feel like May is the perfect time to start a 6-month-long hike. Like it's killer weather. Like that's like perfect.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Maybe
you would think that it would be good weather.
Right.
You would guess that it would be.
I would hope. I wish we would have started earlier, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit earlier. But the first day that we were going to go out, we were actually going to start April 30th. But the forecast was so bad that we got to ride out to the trail, camped in a shelter overnight, and then walked back to start officially on May 1st because
got dumped on by snow.
Well, we got snow. There was high winds. And so we were like really worried that if we started hiking on the 30th, one, we wouldn't get very far. And two, that like the Widowmakers would just be hellacious. So we started to stay in a shelter because it was safe.
Yeah, out east is nothing to play with as that spring turns into summer because you get hit by all that rain. You get hit by all that kind of cold snaps that still come in infrequently. Yeah, we wish we would have started earlier. We just got, again, unlucky with the weather. Her nickname is also the rain magnet. So she attracts rain like nothing else. In the desert, it could be just like torrential downpours.
Almost every trail in the rain, including trails in the desert.
Yeah.
I have made it rain in the desert because I'm starting a trail.
Oh my gosh.
When there was a spot, I think it was Michigan. I think it was the lower peninsula of Michigan or the mid-end. We had a buddy there that she kept on checking when we were getting closer. She's like,
"Oh, I need this drought to end." I'm like, "Don't worry,
don't worry, we're hiking."
So, did starting off in a snowstorm and crappy weather, did that like set the tone? Were you just like, "Oh, brother, what a way to like start this hike off"? You know what I mean?
Not really.
Weather-wise, kinda, because we didn't get nice.
I guess so. I guess for you.
Well, no, but if you think about it, so we started in the blizzard. Yeah. It was cold and terrible until we got to like Pennsylvania, and then it was like a heat wave. So,
it wasn't.
So we never had like nice spring weather. We went from like winter to like middle of summer.
I think that first week to month on a trail system, especially a long one, though, is kind of like the honeymoon period. You can put up with a lot worse stuff because your use is not short yet. So it's like
you're still just happy to be out there.
Yeah, so you're just happy to be out there, and like the weather did suck a lot of the time. Bad. But I don't know, it was kind of back and forth. Sometimes some days you were just like, this is a bummer. This weather, I hope it would change. And then some days you're like, okay, I'm still just in trail, just starting a hike. We still have all these miles left. It's gonna be awesome.
Right. Yeah. How do you prepare for it? Like I know that when we plan to go on a trip or whatever, like I'm a map girl. Like I like physical, hold the map in front of me.
Yeah.
John is like, GPS guy, like he, puts everything on the phone or whatever. So do you guys use both methods? Do you guys both, carry GPS? How do you do this?
I trained a pet squirrel to run down the trail.
That's
No,
awesome.
No, just a joke. Honestly, she knows more. You wanna take
I'm
it?
the logistics and
Your
details person
logistics,
mostly.
yeah.
So we use our phones pretty
Yeah.
much. On the GDT, we probably should have carried paper maps, but we didn't.
Okay.
Oops.
On the GDT, yeah.
You know, but unless we're going somewhere really remote, we're okay with relying on technology.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I do sort of.
You do Avenza. She used Avenza a lot, so we
Oh,
use-
okay.
Yeah, we would use different because the NCT's mapping system is like not
fully consolidated.
yeah,
yet.
it's not centralized, and so there's multiple different versions of the map that you could get for any different given area.
Okay.
So we would use different ones, and when they diverged, then we could look at both and not have to have our phones like holding the memory of both sets of maps. So
Right. Okay.
So like when we planned it, since we were going for the FKT as well, we had to have the official route, whatever that meant when we downloaded it. So like when we downloaded the GPX
Oh.
tracks, we had to use that route when we downloaded it in April.
and so
No
if
matter
it
what.
changed
So
I got
between when we
Right.
got the map and when
Yeah.
we started, we had to use the old version.
because that was the official route that we planned and started for. So
Everything with. Okay.
yeah, you can use different maps.
didn't know that.
But we didn't carry any paper maps. Carrying paper maps for the NCT would have been
Mostly pointless as
mind
well.
blowing, yeah.
Would it? Yeah. Okay. I
wouldn't say pointless. Some people like paper maps, but yeah.
Well, it's a lot of
Right.
road. So
Right. Oh yeah.
I have all the sections of Michigan downloaded on my tablet, so
You do.
we can
Yep.
pick anywhere we want to go. So.
Yep. And it helps. Like I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is that for some sections of the NCT, when we were looking at it, the digital maps didn't exist. So what we had to do, like it just straight up, there was a blank for Ohio. So we had to go into
that's enough said right there.
Yeah,
Say
really.
Ohio.
But so we had to go into, so they have this like live interactive map that they've made with just Google Maps, and we had to like download the source code and extract the GPX files from that and put it into our phone in order to even have any idea of where the trail went.
So when she says blank, I think what she means is like GPX lines didn't match up. So
No, there was no there was the subheading for find a map, download a map, Ohio, nothing, straight up blank, remember?
I don't.
And then Eastern New York, nothing. We had to go get the
But we
GPX.
had GPX lines all throughout the
Yeah, because we got them out of the interactive map.
Yeah, so their
Wow.
their interactive map online is amazing, and that's like where we got most of our information.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a complicated question. So
It's-
it's a
it's
complicated
complicated.
answer.
It is.
Hey, you explained it just fine.
I feel like well, I mean, I have a question later on, but I just want to say it is that I'm sure that when you met and are going to meet again with the NCT people, like I feel like you are integral to like mapping out their new system.
Well, they put up a lot, like, while we were actually hiking it, more resources became available. It's just that we were starting relatively early. We downloaded all our stuff in April, and they just hadn't, there was a lot of stuff that they were like, oh, we've changed
we'll
this,
get
but we
to
don't have it mapped yet. So,
Got
And
you.
the,
Okay.
the NCTA is very aware of what they need to kind of tweak for the trail. Like they're very involved and like on the ground a lot of the time. So like when we would chat with them, they would know that, say we got up to a section and the blazers weren't as good or that the map system wasn't as good. They were very aware of it. Like the community around it knew what they had to start doing. So
Right.
it's just a matter of like having enough volunteers.
yeah, because it's such a long trail, it's like trying to manage that amount of 4,800 miles and have consistent information when you got so many different management places through there.
Right.
It's just going to be difficult no matter what.
Right.
Now, did each of the states that you traveled through, did they have their own local office of the NCT?
I don't think so,
The NCT
no.
is even more decentralized than that. So
Wow.
it's the national body, and then there's a regional director who seems there's four of them for the whole
regional
trail.
directors, yeah.
Okay.
And then it's the local chapters.
So I
The
think one
So you go from like the region, which is about 1,000 miles of the trail, and then right down to local chapter. There's nobody in the middle that's sort of coordinating these 600 miles. It's like, oh, these people maintain 45 miles of the trail. These people maintain 200 miles of the trail. Those are the people you need to talk to really specifically in order to get information on a granular level.
Yeah.
There's not like a Pennsylvania office or anything.
Gotcha.
So,
So how much does the Lowell chapter cover?
Lowell. So they're
I
the
don't
national
know.
body in Lowell.
But
Right.
he's talking about the chapter.
And then there's
so.
also a chapter that's sort of, I'm not sure how long it is. I think they have about 150 miles.
I wouldn't know how much the chapter itself
Okay.
actually manages.
That's a good question, honey.
But
Yeah,
for like,
we haven't been in there yet. I mean, I know
I
we
know.
live right down the road, and it's like
I know,
every
it's
chance we get,
terrible.
it's like, oh, we need to get there.
so I think they still aren't trying to have people come in, but if you call ahead and set an appointment just for COVID reasons, but they would be more than happy to welcome you. They're really friendly people over at the NCTA.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're planning for crazy hike. This is like the biggest hike, right? And you guys had mentioned something that I never really thought of, because when people say they're going on a thru hike, I go, oh my God, like how do I get from A to B first? And you go, okay, I know how to get the maps and I can do that. How do I eat? How do I plan my shoes? How do I do the food drop? Where do I stay? How much do I need? Oh my God. And then and that's just how I think most people go, wow, right? And then get on, YouTube and Instagram and start reading books and everything. But you broke it down. You said, just feel like you're doing a 1-week hike every week for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, that totally makes sense.
You don't know. You need to know what you're doing for 3
No.
months later right now. It doesn't matter. And if you try to plan it, it's probably going to change anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a waste of your energy.
It is.
Pay attention to the 2 weeks that you have in front of you. Make sure that you have things sent ahead. If you need, to mail like an ice axe forward, that's something to be aware of. But otherwise, just like, oh, what are we doing this week? Right? Because you don't plan the rest of your life that in July, unless you're my mom, you're not buying Christmas presents.
Right. I know, right? If you're watching, Mom, yeah.
Yes.
Right?
So I mean, like the physical and the mental exhaustion compounds when you're doing it week, day.
Right.
But yeah, as far as planning, it would be impossible to like mentally juggle those logistics, especially for something like the NCT. It's just, one, it's impossible, and it's built to fail at a certain point if you're trying to make sure you get to a town that's 2,000 miles down the road by this day. It's impossible. And more likely than not, our pace ends up, we're very accurate with our pace at this point, and we know our miles, and we know how fast we can move and what we can do. So if we even like hypothesize a date that we're going to arrive somewhere, more likely than not, I can't believe I used the word hypothesize.
I know. And
more likely than not, we'll probably get there on that date.
Do you guys have a favorite state that you went through?
Minnesota or North Dakota.
Yeah, definitely sort of the middle bit.
Okay.
It would
probably Minnesota, I think. The Superior Hiking Trail. You do the full Superior Hiking Trail in the middle of the NCT, and that was definitely a favorite part of the trail for me.
Yeah, it's really pretty up that way.
Yeah, we haven't done that either, but that looks so beautiful.
And again, the question is like very similar to the trail question. It's like if you're asking specifically favorite for what, it would be different answers. So like Michigan, where y'all are based out of, we met the most people. Like when we were going through Michigan, there was the most people coming up and just surprising us and saying hi. So like that was the most tied into the community we felt. So we loved it for that reason.
Ooh, yeah.
And so like there's different reasons for each state. Magpie loved Ohio because she wants to move there one day too.
Yeah, just as much as I love Calgary.
No.
I was like, what?
I have very straight faced and like straightforward humor sometimes that she's like,
I know, like, no. There you go. Husband and wife outdoor life. Your favorite Michigan section?
It's tough too. The Manistee is excellent.
Trap Hills is
amazing. Trap Hills into the Porcupine Mountains as well. Those are the top two.
Do you remember Hogback Mountain at all?
What section would it be in?
That was
Marquette.
Oh, by Marquette.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
Is it right when you left Marquette?
Yes.
There's a campground that you left and then you climbed up the mountain right after it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Although we got a little bit lost on all the mountain bike trails because they use blue squares to mark an intermediate run.
Oh, and the little hedgehog with the spikes.
We got over that one slab right in the middle. It's like it's this way, or that way. And it's like, which one do you take?
Yes, that is.
Yeah, and it's like NCT every direction. You're like, what?
What exactly? Did you go to any breweries when you were in Marquette? Did you guys stop?
No. We were offered to go to the brewery. We got like someone paid for us drinks in advance, but we we were there on like some kind of a long weekend, and so we were just in like the one hotel that had space that was way on the edge of town.
Yeah.
And so we were just like, we went to Walmart and then we sat in the hotel room. So we're like, I'm too tired.
We ate a lot of donuts.
Yeah.
We ate a lot of baked
One
goods.
of us ate a lot of donuts.
You helped.
Yeah.
I don't know. When we were in Marquette, that was like at the tail end of a super long section for us. So I think we had done like 20 days without a zero of like hard pushing miles. Like we were pushing 35s through
I think
Michigan.
we had our highest mileage average in Michigan. We were doing like 35s every day.
So we were beat. By the time we got there, like we just wanted to shower.
We were like, if we go to the brewery, we will fall asleep in our chairs.
I know, it's not going to be good. So you guys had to, I mean, most of the time you were like just dispersed camping, like a lot of the times, right?
Yeah.
But then I know when you hit Pictured Rocks, right, you need permits for that.
Yep.
So
go ahead. You had to like.
So yeah, we got permits for Osable.
Yeah,
one of those right. She got it right. And then the day after that, we just had to push through the entire park. So we had to do 38-mile day to just get out of the park and get to somewhere we could camp again.
We could have done a shorter day and stayed in Munising.
Yeah, right.
But we didn't want to.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing in Munising anyways. You're fine.
Yeah. And
there's
like
there's the best pasties of all.
Oh yeah, did you have a pasty when you were there?
We did get brought a pasty. Or a pasty in.
I forget where it was.
I forgot where we were.
It was the Peter Wolf chapter. So
the president of the Peter Wolf chapter came out with his like crew of trail maintainers, and they were going camping anyway. So they brought us pasties and these like Finnish tarts, and like picked us up, brought us to their campground.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Tried to get us drunk, like fed us. We were like, no, I don't need another one. We have to hike tomorrow.
Where was that? It was right after Marquette.
It was right before the Trap Hills.
Yeah.
Those crazy Marquette people. What was your best trail magic?
Oh wow!
Man. Wait.
Oh, hold it.
Okay, I'll like it. Then I have a question.
Yeah, so we gotta. So hiking the NCT, going from the lower peninsula into the upper peninsula, you have to cross Mighty Mac.
Oh yeah, you start with that first. That's
so
true.
You can't hike across Mighty Mac. You got to drive over it. The only day you can hike over it is on Labor Day.
Yep.
But you guys were way past that. How did you hike that section, or were you able to do that, or did you take a shuttle across? What?
That was probably the best trail.
That was probably
best trail magic.
Speaking of best trail magic, we had someone who volunteers for the NCT who was in the Upper Peninsula anyway, came and picked us up the day before Labor Day, drove us back to the south side of the bridge. We camped overnight. Well, we set up camp at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Right. We walked over the bridge, and then he got back in the car and drove us all the way back to the Porcupine Mountains.
Yeah.
So that we could keep hiking.
It was
and wouldn't have like a 0 day. He drove, I think, probably 24 hours out of 36.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a bit of a stretch right there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's really awesome.
It was the best trail magic.
I mean, it was the best trail magic. We got to the road crossing in the Porkies at 8 p.m. We drove straight to the bridge, got there at 2 or 3, slept for 3 hours, woke up, walked the bridge, finished it at 11-ish, and then was back at the Porcupine Mountains by like 5 p.m. the following day. So it was just, it was nuts.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, you hiked it. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, and I mean, and it's chaos, isn't it? That day, like there's a ton of people that
thousands.
Like people line up and sign up and everything. Did you have to sign up for it?
No, we just showed up. We might have.
No. We have to register.
We might have preferred if we signed up, but
okay.
I don't think you do have to.
We just showed up and started walking, and no one stopped us.
They gave us a little. They gave us a little card at the end. They just kind of when you first start walking it. Have you guys ever walked it? Being from Michigan?
No. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. So they like
this coming year.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. So they like funnel you, compact you. So like the initial part, you're just surrounded by so many people, and then once you get to like the bridge, it spreads out and opens up. Magpie was so used to doing like a 4 mile per hour pace that she's just like, why are we going so slow? I'm like, enjoy it. Like, we don't get to do events like this all the time. We've been on trail for like months. Let's just enjoy having a good time.
He had been in South Carolina all winter, which means that he hadn't really been, like, COVID was not real down there to them. But I was in DC, which took it super seriously. And so the bridge walk was the first time that I was within 6 feet of a stranger for like a year. And so we're crammed in like sardines, and I'm just freaking out. Like, I need to get out of here, but we're on a bridge. I can't go.
You can't go anywhere. Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you when you went across the bridge, did you walk on the grates or did you walk on the pavement?
We walked on the grates.
Both. I think we bounced back and forth between the two.
It's pretty cool. I mean, looking down, it's like, wow,
I know.
That's far. You're far up.
And we have a friend who like even like hates like driving on the bridge, like freaks out the entire time.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
I couldn't convince him to look down.
Yeah, I can't do it.
No.
But like looking down, I did look down eventually, and it was.
And you were like, no.
Yeah, it made me kind of vertigo go off a little bit.
Yeah, you're high up.
A big fan of it.
Sure.
Oh, it's yeah. I mean, anytime I get to drive on Mighty Mac, it's awesome.
It is awesome, and we always know when adventure is going to start. As soon as we like cross that bridge,
I don't know.
Like,
it's a toss up. Just driving during the day or at night when everything's lit up.
Well, you saw it at 3:00 in the morning. The bridge is beautiful at nighttime.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
But yeah, you look out in the void. And there's nothing there. You see nothing but black.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bridge to just. Bridge to adventure, bridge to you don't know what the bridge is to.
Well, I think the highlight of the whole thing for you was the hot dog stand that's shaped like a hot dog.
Oh yeah, you can't miss that.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we didn't even stop there though.
No, we were like, it's like $15 for a hot dog. Not doing that.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Yeah. What was the budget that you got? Actually, no, wait. You guys documented everything really, really well. Like you were on Instagram, you did a YouTube of hey, this is day, blah, blah, blah. Are you like a journal, like note taker? Are you talking into the phone? Like how are you both doing it and get a different perspective on it? Or
so the YouTube is mostly him and the Instagram is 100% him.
Okay.
I used to be way more on top of my writing, and I actually kind of fell off of it during the NCT because it was just too long and we weren't stopping often enough. And I have probably unrealistically high standards for my own output when I'm on trail. And so I was just getting so in my own head that I couldn't do it, couldn't keep up. I was like a month behind at one point. So I just started doing notes, but I do take notes on my phone every day. And like, generally speaking, I'm a journaler every night.
Right.
Even in like real life sometimes. So.
Absolutely.
And what I would try to do with the Instagram, at least, I fell behind sometimes because there was no service. You would get to places that were way out there, like the UP in Michigan. But more often than not with the NCT, during the day, granted, UP not included in this, but more often than not, you're going to end up on a road at some point during the day to connect to another piece of trail, what have you. So like I would take the pictures the day before, and then the next day, as I was walking the road, if it was not busy, not a highway, of course, but I would pop in a playlist, and usually that would be like my writing playlist. And I would, for the next 30 minutes, try to write the post of the day prior. Granted, it doesn't always work out perfectly. You fall behind, and then you get stressed in town, and you have to do a lot of catch up, a lot of writings. So yeah, it was just kind of letting the trail tell you when you had time to do stuff and trying to puzzle piece it in.
Right. Did you take camera gear too, or was it just everything on your phone?
I should have had a GoPro, but speaking of the Florida Trail drowned my GoPro beforehand. So no, it was just
That's
a phone.
happened to us too.
Did an
alligator get your GoPro?
Ultimately, can't even say the word. Ultimately, it might have, but no, it just ended going up into the Swanee River in Florida. So there were a lot of gators in there. So maybe it wanted to eat it one day, but no, a gator didn't come up and chomp it.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. So did you you've been like so transparent about everything, like how you prepare for it, like with all like your gear videos and kind of leading up to it and your Q&As and stuff like that. What about like a budget? Like people must want to know, like, how do you budget for this? Is it a week by week thing again too?
So all my previous hikes have been done on a shoestring. So because I make money in Canadian dollars, which means that I have 70% of the money that I would need for the thing. And So I've never like budgeted for a hike, but my budget has always been like the least expensive thing. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I think you maybe didn't budget too much for this one either because
I
of
budgeted for the year.
Yeah, for
So
the year.
usually, again, we've been hiking for so long that you start to play with averages. Usually it seems like you spend about $1.50. It seems like you spend like $1.50 per mile. Of course, you're not spending it every mile, but averaged out.
That's interesting.
That's kind of what happens. So like, especially if you're hiking as a partnership, both of us together throughout a month might spend $1,500. That's including travel. That's kind of averaged out throughout the year.
Yeah, so that's motels, resupply, food in town, the flights to and from, and that's whatever else like weird stuff comes up, like replacing gear.
Yeah. And that's a fluffy budget too. So like we were doing 1,000 miles about per month. So usually it would be close to 1,500, but it's always dependent too. So it averages out. So some months might be a little more, some months might be a little less, but people can do it for less, but that's usually what our average is about.
You can definitely do it for less.
Yeah.
I hiked the PCT on, I think, $2,000 Canadian, which is really not a lot of money. But I mean, I stayed at 3 hotels the entire time, and I camped every night and like showered at like campgrounds.
But
sure, right?
Yeah. And that's $1 a mile or like 70 cents a mile, really.
Wow.
Yeah. But with the NCT, sometimes your decisions were made for you. So like sometimes there was one week in Michigan, actually, we just didn't plan properly. We could have reached out to Trail Angels, but also going for the FKT was a little different.
A little iffy.
We had to stay at like 3 motels within
in a row.
4 days, or 3 days, because there was nowhere to camp.
The towns are 30 miles apart. We're doing 30 miles a day.
Yeah. If we wanted to keep our pace, we had to go from motel to motel. If we stopped and cut down miles and did like a 10-mile day, we could have camped in a DCA, but we needed to keep our pace to finish the trail.
Okay.
So it's always contingent on the trail. Like the trail will end up deciding how much you spend. So that's why we talk averages.
Well, some trails are more expensive than others.
Yeah.
The CDT is way more expensive than the PCT, not because it's nicer, but because you're alone a lot of the time. And so if you want a motel room, you're paying for the whole thing.
Right. That makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good to know. And I think more people that do it and the knowledge is kind of passed around, it makes it easier for more people to plan for a through hike, no matter how long that is, right?
Yeah. And like neither of us buy kind of unnecessary things. So like when we're on trail,
neither of us buy unnecessary things on trail, maybe.
Yeah, on trail. I can't see the tacky stuff.
He loves buying weird tacky stuff for the house that he knows I'm gonna hate.
Oh geez.
For the joke.
You're like a tourist.
But when we're on trail, all our money goes to either lodging, food,
or maybe gear.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's like we don't go out to a bar to drink.
Sure.
We don't really buy anything else. It's just like we just eat a lot of calories because we're doing a lot of miles. So we just
Yeah, if you're averaging 30 a day, it's like
that's crazy.
You're trucking. And it's like at that. I do have to ask this at that pace. I mean, when you guys are on the trail, do you guys get a chance to observe and take in your surroundings no matter where you're at? Or your focus is just like straightforward, knuckle down and try to get to your, get to your marker?
I've answered this question a few different ways over the time, but what I found is I think if you work up to that pace, like slowly, you do. I think if all of a sudden I never hiked before and I started trying to run out 30-mile days, I wouldn't enjoy it and I wouldn't see anything. But I think since it was a natural progression up to doing these miles, I think slowly my mind and my body kind of started just seeing the world at that pace. I just got used to it. So definitely still see stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's any day within there that you just put your head down and go. There's a few miles within a 30 or 40-mile day that you might just push out.
Yeah.
But you're always going to see something each day.
Okay, that's cool.
About doing that pace is that it's not only that you're moving faster, but that you spend more hours moving. And so, I mean, you're still at walking speed. If you're going 3.5 miles an hour, you're still observing the birds. You're still, breathing in the good smells. But it's just like you wake up at sunrise, you take half an hour for lunch, and you go to bed at sunset, and every minute in between moving.
Yeah.
So, if you're someone who like enjoys like a walking meditation, you can certainly get the same benefit as someone who takes 2 hours and sits by the lake, right? Like that's wonderful too, but it's different, different vibe.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. How do you decompress after like getting home from walking, hiking, trekking 4,800 miles?
Shoveling.
I can imagine your
You
feet
know what I
would
mean?
like, it's like, hey, let's go home for a week, and you can like you'd be sitting on the couch and your feet are like still going.
I
And it doesn't even,
know
like,
everything, your mind, your muscles, your body, like every little part of you does not stop. How do you decompress?
Shoveling cookies into my face, nonstop cookies. But I don't know the real answer to that. I think
after 4,800 miles, speaking personally, like I was done. I was ready to stop by the time that we finished it. And I was like, I just like sat on the couch, was like, I'm not moving. You can't make me.
But
I'm not even going to get up to like pour myself another cup of coffee. Like, I don't want it that bad.
I think this year was also quote unquote weird trying to transition back in because it felt like we were just still quote unquote adventuring for like 3 weeks once we finished. Like the first week we went up and visited her folks in Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so first we had 3 days in North Dakota waiting to get COVID tests so we could cross the border.
Right on. Yeah.
Next, we had like 10 days seeing my parents and grandma and everybody in Winnipeg.
A little less, but yeah.
And then 3 days allegedly to drive back, which turned into 9 because of all the flooding and road closures.
So it felt like we were always in momentum still. So it wasn't like instantly we got plopped back into life.
And you just couldn't just like, that never happened.
Yeah, there was none of that.
We were still having to stay on, if that makes sense. So like we had to be ready at any time to go if the road opened, or I don't know. It was a weird transition.
And then we finally got home. I was supposed to have a week before I had to go back to work, but because we were delayed by a week, it was like, okay, we're home. I have 1 day.
That's terrible.
And now I have to go back and run the store.
Yeah. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, so go ahead.
I just wanted to say something to Carlson. The 4 mile per hour thing, that's usually on roads. It's also very contingent on terrain. Like we're not always doing 4 miles per hour.
No.
That's her road crushing pace if she wants a hamburger in town. So it's not all the time.
So we'll just say whatever pace you're at and you're taking in the sights, what is up with cows?
Yeah, what's the cow obsession?
I don't know my weird.
Okay, I know how the cow thing got started. Do you want me to embarrass you?
How embarrassing is it?
It's pretty embarrassing.
Sure.
we won't tell anybody.
Shush.
Oh yeah, it's just us. So you were in Wisconsin, and I had abandoned my AT hike, and I was in Montreal for family reasons. And you were texting me.
Oh, I do know how it got started. Yes.
About how there was no one to flirt with in Wisconsin except for the cows. And then long and frankly non-work appropriate conversation about cows. And then I started teasing him about whether he saw any particularly good looking cows today. And then it's just been a running joke ever since. And now he genuinely likes cows and thinks they're cute, but he's afraid of them because they're too big.
Because they're big, right?
They're cute but scary.
He's afraid of horses. He gets a real kick out of me being like a farm girl.
I mean, I have no problem with it. I mean, cows are skittish. They'll like run away from you.
Yeah, so. They do little side kicks though. You better watch out for them, right? That's right.
I can appreciate them from afar.
There you go. Well, let's talk 11 Skies.
Yes, let's talk 11 Skies.
Yeah. Tell us about.
Not that we want to kick you off our show, because everybody in the chat, we just a real quick thing. These two have their very first live stream going on after our show at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we're at 8:00. We're almost 10 after. So we want to make sure you guys aren't late.
And you're set up.
Honestly, it's the first one, so for late that seems on par. I mean, it doesn't.
For us.
I don't know. It's the first ever one. I expect it to be janky, so.
But we should.
But we should be whatever.
We'll be there.
Tell us about 11 Skies.
How did you come up with the name, and what's it all about?
You want me to go?
Well, it's mostly your baby, so yeah.
So 11 Skies, the name actually came from the 11 National Scenic Trails. So like you have the word 11 and then you have the word skies. Like each sky that you're walking under is different and the same at the same time. So 11 Skies was kind of just a merging of that. And honestly, I'm kind of a type A when it comes to business. So I was stressing for so long about the name that I just had to pick one. And that meeting of 11 Skies and 11 National Scenic Trails was kind of the impetus for it, because that's where I was getting my inspiration from, hiking on these National Scenic Trails, doing all this stuff. So 11 Skies, I kind of grew back in 2018 when I was hiking the CDT. And a lot of the time I'd be rolling into towns and walking into towns with my shorts and pants kind of in disarray. I was walking in there very inappropriately. There should have been duct tape in places that I didn't have duct tape. Everything was
trash.
Yeah, it was very hiker trashy. But I couldn't do anything else. I only owned one pair of shorts or one pair of pants because I'm not going to carry more. So I kind of found out that there wasn't this kind of need being filled for hikers, is shorts and pants that would last for an entire thru hike, unless they wanted to go super, super heavyweight with like cargo or some type of really heavy duty fabric. So I kind of found that in 2018, but I didn't think I was going to build it into a company until I tried this pair of shorts in 2019 from this nondescript company that was they weren't advertising to you. They just said, hey,
it was a guy making stuff in his garage.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, if you want to try these shorts, give them a try. If not, no worries. Like, it wasn't trying to sell you on anything. And I found that really refreshing and awesome. So I tried them, and they lasted for like 5,000 miles through desert, through the rainforest of Washington. Like, they lasted through everything. So I wanted to like learn the process and see how to make those. And I ultimately wanted to buy the company, but I won't go into all that backstory. It didn't mesh completely. He was going in a different direction. So I ended up buying the patterns for the shorts and the pants, and hence 11 Skies was born.
Okay, that's awesome. So it's shorts, pants,
cap. So far, that's it.
Yeah,
we're working on some more products.
Right now, we're just hyper focused on the shorts and the pants because that was the need that needed to be filled. In the outdoor world, as you guys know, a lot of stuff is saturated, really, really saturated. Like backpacks are, tents are, a lot of the apparel, raincoats, puffy jackets. We can't really hope to compete with that because a lot of the time the name brands are so ingrained with people.
And the stuff that already exists is high quality.
Yeah, it's super high quality. Like we were replacing something that wasn't high quality with something that was, instead of trying to compete high quality to high quality. So we're just hyper focused on that for now, and probably grow in the next year or two into other products. But that's where we're at right now.
I'm gonna get a ball cap because I love the design. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's thank you.
Yeah, it's all good for sure.
So I mean, is it like moisture wicking and that sort of thing?
It is moisture. The fabric itself is moisture wicking, and it's also water resistant. So it's coated with a DWF. I mispronounced that. DWR. I'm sorry. And it's just a very heavy duty, lightweight fabric. So instead of being heavy duty, heavy fabric, it's a fabric that is ripstop. It doesn't get snagged by stuff that you're walking through if you have to bushwhack. It's just something that is stitched super durably. Yeah. And it's meant to be simple. So we didn't try to remake the wheel with pants or shorts. It's just, we kept the simplicity. We made the stitching really hold up, and with a special type of thread, and it's simple. It's simple and it works. And that's what kind of 11 Skies is.
I love it.
That's what people want. Just something simple and effective.
And it works. Exactly. So 11 Skies is, you have a website, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
11 Skies is your Instagram.
Yeah. It's his Instagram.
His Instagram. But you don't have, is there a YouTube channel for 11 Skies? I didn't see anything like that.
We just started one.
There is
one. Because our YouTube channel that we have personally, Hiking America, it's not meant to be a business format. The jokes on there are super out there, like super weird.
Right. So, very much his personality.
Yeah, so we did just start an 11 Skies YouTube channel.
Have it a little bit more polished.
Okay, I like that. And then what about the new podcast, Off Trail Podcast?
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
That's actually really fun. It's just an excuse to geek out about hiking. Like, as you guys probably know, it's just a excuse to geek out with other cool people
and hang out, right? Yeah,
and talk to other hikers that you would have never had a reason to talk to you.
Yeah,
right.
That kind of got formed because her and I have been having the conversation since we've been hiking together. It's like a lot of the time you hear these stories, which are awesome stories about doing miles or doing trails or stuff like that, but at least when we keep getting deeper and deeper into this hiking world, we kind of want to hear what makes the person tick. We kind of want to hear
like what's your life like that allows you to do this, and like how do you manage the rest of your time? Because it's great to hear the trail stories, but there's only so many like people's experience you can have on the PNT or the PCT or whatever.
Right.
And so we're really interested in talking to people about like how they make the lifestyle work in addition to like, what's your, did you see a grizzly bear?
Right. Right.
I mean,
right.
So when is this going to air? Like, when are you doing these? Is it going to be weekly?
So Off Trail's already out.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can find what day is it coming out? Thursdays?
They come out every Tuesday at 5 a.m. So it's just super early. It's a podcast, so it doesn't have to be all the live stuff.
Love it.
Yeah.
And the artwork for that is cool. Who did that?
You did.
I did.
I'm telling you right now, that has to be in a t-shirt. Like it is cool. Honestly, I love it. You're welcome. And I went to art school, so you like that.
Oh, I like the wow. That's a good big compliment. Thank you. I like the kind of. I'm not an artist, so I'm not going to know the word for it. But I like kind of the. Is it abstractionist? It's kind of simple. It kind of looks simple. It looks somewhat like a child could draw it, but there's actually effort and purpose in what the person drew. So I don't know. I like it.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And I'm supposed to be on more of them going forward, but my work schedule hasn't let me be on many of them. So it is both of us. But he's mostly on it.
Okay.
That's cool.
I know it is. We have a few more questions, but I feel like we're cutting close to you guys.
I know. I don't want to.
Okay, just two more quick questions. One is, John has been and just actually went to a mycophile class. So we are learning about foraging and mushrooms and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And Dana, you were like kind of into that kind of stuff too, especially being in freaking BC right now and being on trail and everything. Like they say that you should be able to be out on trail and you should be able to make a salad with what's around. No, like seriously, like to know your surroundings kind of thing.
I mean, if you're hiking in an area that is your home area, for sure. I am a little into that for sure, but I've never really invested the time to get to know my local environment well because I'm always going somewhere else. And I wouldn't eat anything in an area that I don't know super well because there's lots of things that can mimic other things. You're like, well, I'm on the East Coast, but this looks like something that I know I can eat on the West Coast.
Well, that's true too.
Maybe a different plant. You don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I do pick a lot of like huckleberries, blackberries, blueberries,
sure.
All the things that don't have any kind of toxic mimic. He refuses to eat wild plants. So
he's like, she says no. He's like, no.
There's no way.
Burning question. Everybody wants to know what. Yeah. Oh, John's going to put up the.
I'm going to put your 11 skies in the chat.
In the chat for everybody to kind of click on there too. What's the next hike? I mean, when you get finished a hike, that is, the next. What's on your mind there?
We got a lot. We're calling next year the grab bag year. So
the grab bag. Are you just gonna like reach in the bag and pick it out?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of. We
don't have a plan. We're gonna go south. And do like trail magic for people around the CDT corridor, PCT corridor. And we're just gonna see what our friends are up to and just like do these shorter trails in areas that we've always wanted to explore more and just go where we feel like we want to go.
So we both missed the desert. So I think a few of the trails that are on our list and then we puzzle piece it around is the Oregon Desert Trail. That's really high up there. The Hayduke Trail, the Grand Enchantment Trail, the Bigfoot Trail. It's a lot of 100 to 700 mile trails that we can fit within 2 weeks and then go do trail magic, fit within 2 weeks and then
love it. Absolutely
love it.
How about
out of the country trails?
Well, that was weird. I do have two more questions. See?
Hey, can I talk?
No. Hey, go.
Te Aurora. So if New Zealand's borders does open this year, that's actually our plan A, and then we're doing plan Bs for it. So in November, if the Te Aurora is open and we can travel to New Zealand, that would be icing on the cake. So that would be our big hike for the year if we could make that work.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And we're going to end with this question. Is there a book in the future?
We talked about that today, actually.
Right?
We're both sort of half-assed writing books.
Yeah. Okay. Is it going to be a together book maybe? Like, I feel like that could be something.
What?
I don't know. A book that we write together. I don't know. We
Oh.
both have very different voices, so I'm not sure how that would meld.
Right.
We've
that
also
would be the draw.
Yeah, we've also talked about that before too. And I'll have her read some of the stuff that I write, and she'll just edit it so heavily. It just makes me feel so sad. And then I'm like, Magpie, you completely took my voice out of this. Like, what's going on? So writing it together would be hard, but I think individually,
I'm
both
a
of
little
us.
bit of a control freak with writing, so maybe
Right.
I'm, in the very early stages of writing like a how-to through hike manual.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's thinking about writing a memoir, and so far he's written a prologue.
It's just in this
off
off.
one chapter, you're almost done.
I know in this off season, our time's just being consumed by thousands of other things. Like the book is always on the radar. It's just consciously choosing the time and setting that time apart, or waking up earlier, or going to sleep later. Right now, it's on the back burner.
Got you.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, did you just put Hiking America in the
Yes,
in the
I did.
thing? All right, everybody.
Go to Hiking America
Yes.
on YouTube and check
In
out
10 minutes. Well, we'll give them 15.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to play out.
We'll see how this goes.
It's all good. You guys have been awesome.
It's been a great. Yeah,
Thanks.
I mean,
I'm glad we finally got to
everything
connect after all those false starts.
I didn't hear what he was saying.
Right. No,
it's been
super fun.
Yeah, I said it's been great in the fact of learning everything that you all have done
Yeah.
on these trails and such.
Yep, it's fun. And it's neat to share with, we had a few local people actually in the chat tonight and stuff too. So
don't get us wrong. There's like
we got lots.
A lot more questions we could have gotten to.
Right.
But again, we do not want you to be late.
No, we're excited for you both. And hopefully we'll hook up on trail one day. It's all good. For sure.
And we would always be happy to chat again. I'm sorry that we didn't know how long this was going to take.
We're a little long-winded.
All right.
Yeah.
We are all good. No problem.
We were easygoing.
Exactly.
We're just laid back and just, like I said, it's always a campfire chat.
That is true. So. Yep.
I was wishing we had one of those fire starters in the beginning of the show. I was literally shivering. It was so cool.
Yeah, I got to go relight the fire before we jump on the live.
Well, they're coming your way. You just got to shoot us your address. So.
Yeah, I was hoping there was like something that you could grab through the screen and just use it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of like Willy Wonka and the chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, hey, hang tight real quick. I'm going to drop you down the chat. We're going to do a quick little outro and we're going to let you all go. Okay. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Hang tight.
Thank you guys.
So much
it was
for being
awesome.
on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Super awesome to see you.
That was cool.
Energy.
Want to go on a cow date?
Okay. Oh my God. I'm not going to look at a cow the same way. My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Cows, Oreo cookies.
That trail magic to get back over the bridge.
Yeah,
that was so awesome.
And I think I wasn't expecting that to be the best one, but I feel like that is hands down the best
I mean,
one.
all the way from the Porkies there, drop off, pick up, and drive all the way
and
back.
Logistically, I mean, people who don't
We
know the Upper Peninsula, I mean, it's big, and
it's not a
and
short
they're not
stretch.
fast driving highways either.
Oh, it's
right?
Going across 2, it's 65.
So yeah. So that was awesome. We were so happy to obviously hang out with Constantine and Magpie, and I'm excited to get into some 11 Skies stuff. I'm gonna get a cap for sure. I love the design. So
I know.
cool.
I mean, you see those shorts, and they're like,
someone
they kind of look like Miyagi shorts.
Someone in the chat said that, and I was
think that was Carlson.
I feel like we'll have to maybe get Miyagi on that, which is
or get them for Dud.
Sure.
Backcountry Pilgrim.
Maybe Backcountry Pilgrim. Super awesome to see everybody tonight.
Yes, thanks so much for joining us.
Make sure you connect with these two.
Yeah.
On all their levels. I mean, we got it all on there. And head on over to Hiking America in the next few minutes.
Yeah,
and we'll do a little raid on their Q&A and see what they got going on.
We'll be there.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Again, thank you all so much for joining us on Backcountry Couples, and
we're gonna see you next Thursday.
Oh, yes, we will.
And
this
Saturday at 10 in the morning, we're gonna do our Isle Royal day number 3 premiere.
Mm-hmm.
So join the chat. It'd be kind of fun to hang out and do that.
Absolutely. Have a cup of coffee, have a scone, and kick back and watch the snowflakes drop.
Scones?
People do.
Well, we are not eating scones on Saturday morning. We're gonna have a coffee. You're killing me. Anyways, have a good week, everybody, and
have a great weekend. We'll see you all next week.
Yep.
We'll see you all in the next quest. Peace out.